everyone, Maya here from MaiStoryBook. In this week's featured storybook, we have another inspiring autobiography story. So an autobiography is a story about someone's life that's written by that same person. So that means this book is about a girl, Malala, and it's written by Malala. So she wrote the book about her own life, telling her very own story. So this story is about Malala, a young girl who used her voice and her writing to help bring hope and fairness to people in her own country and all over the world. And in the United States, there are a lot of young people who are using their own voices to stand up for themselves, for their safety, and for what they believe in. And they're speaking up against people who are older and have more power to make decisions than them. Just how like Malala stood up against people who are more powerful than her. That takes a lot of courage. Well, while we're reading this book, I hope that it helps inspire you and give you the courage to stand up for what you believe in and speak up when you think that something is going wrong or something isn't right. And I hope that you learn to use your own pencils, markers, crayons, pens to draw or even write stories or pictures of other things that would make other people happy and bring hope to other people in the world. So, are you ready to read this story about how Malala used her magic pencil writing and her voice to bring hope and fairness to the world? Well, let's begin this story of the magic of hope. Alright, so the title of this week's featured storybook is Malala's Magic Pencil, written by Malala Yousafzai. So the same person who wrote the book is what the book's about, an autobiography. And it's illustrated by Karasquit. So that person drew all of the pictures. So my friends, let's take a look at this cover. Who do you think this girl is? Yeah, that must be Malala. And I see that she's using this pencil and she's writing. I see she's using this pencil and she's writing. And the title of the book is Malala's Magic Pencil. And what is happening while she's writing? It kind of looks like, what's going on here? Yeah, it kind of looks like there's magical things coming out of her pen. It looks like when she's writing, all these beautiful images start sprouting up. What do you see? Yeah, I see some birds, pencils, paper writing, more pretty plant swirls. Cool. Well, I wonder what she's going to do with her magic pencil. Let's find out. So here's our title page. So remember, it has our title and who wrote the book and who illustrated it. And look over here, it's really shiny and gold. That's pretty, huh? And I see Malala again right over here. All right, let's begin. Ooh, my friends, look at this. I see this shiny gold writing again, kind of like in the cover of our book. And look, who's this? Must be Malala. Do you believe in magic? Do you, my friends? Believing in magic can be really fun. Let's see. So I see Malala here, and she's sitting on this couch, and look at, who must these be? Maybe her brothers or her friends. Maybe she's in her house. And how does this house look? Let's look at the pictures. Does it look like a nice brand new house? Not really, right? What clue gives it away? That is maybe an older house. Yeah, there's some cracks in the walls, huh? And maybe not many pictures, just a rug, no carpet. Maybe that tells us something about where she lives. When I was younger, I used to watch a TV show about a boy who had a magic pencil. If he was hungry, he drew a bowl of curry, this warm soup kind of dish, and it appeared. If he and his friends were in danger, he drew a police officer. And the boy was a little hero, always protecting people who needed help. So he had a magic pencil that he could draw whatever he needed. My friends, if you had a magic pencil, what would you draw? Whoa, what would you draw yourself if you were hungry and you could draw anything in the world to eat? Ooh, or what about if you were in danger, what would you draw to help save you? Those are some great ideas. I wonder what Malala would draw. Oh, how I wanted a magic pencil too. If I had a magic pencil, I would use it to put a lock on my door so my brothers couldn't bother me. So those must have been her brothers on the other side. Stop time so I could sleep an extra hour every morning. Would you do that, my friend, so you got extra sleep? Or I'd erase the smell of the trash dump near our house. So we're learning more about where she lives, kind of. Her house is kind of older and she lives near the trash dump. But she'd use her magic pencil to get rid of all the yucky smells, huh? Every night before I went to bed, I wished for a magic pencil of my own. I would wish for that too. And every morning I would wake up and check my cupboard, that little bedstand with the little drawer you can keep things in by your bed. Do you think there's going to be a magic pencil in there? But the magic pencil was never there. So no magic pencil. One day I was throwing away potato peels and eggshells at the dump. My friend, so look, here's the dump, and I see there's all these houses and stuff right next to the dump. Where you live, is the garbage and the trash all piled up outside? No, right? They take it away so it's not near the houses. So that's something different about where she lives and where you live. I was wrinkling my nose, swatting away flies, and making sure I didn't step on anything dirty in my nice shoes, when I saw a girl about my age sorting trash into a pile. I wonder why she's on the trash, sorting the trash. And my friends, how does this girl look? Yeah, she looks about the same age, a young girl, and she's got kind of some dirt on her face, dirty, right? And I wonder, does she look like she's having fun in the trash? No, huh? She looks kind of sad or like lonely or kind of worried too, huh? Nearby, boys are fishing for metal scraps using magnets on string. So magnets are these little tools that if it's near metal, it draws the metal to it, so the metal will stick to it. So if you use a magnet and you dangle it down, all the metal stuff will stick to it. I wonder what they're doing with the metal. I wonder if this is her dad? When my father returned home from work, I told him what I'd seen. It made him sad. I wonder why. Abba, I said. Dad? Yes, Johnny, he said back. I always liked when he called me dear one. So that must be what Johnny means, dear one, and they're speaking a different language. Why haven't I seen that girl in my class at school? Because, he said, but he didn't finish right away. Because, Johnny, in our country, not everyone sends their daughters to school. And some children must work to support their family. Those boys will sell the metal scraps they find, and if they went to school, their families would go hungry because they wouldn't have that money from the metal that they find. School was my favorite place, but I had never considered myself lucky to be able to go. My friend, so where she lives, sounds like not all the girls and not all the children get to go to school. Do you go to school? Or maybe if you're too young to go to school, are you going to go to school when you get older? Are you excited, or do you like school? Yeah, so you're kind of lucky that you get to go to school no matter what, right? But it seems like here, they don't all get to go to school because they have to work instead to help their family get money to buy some food. That's kind of a harder life, huh? Does that seem really fair that some people don't get to go to school or have to work extra hard even when they're little kids? Not really, huh? My father had always said, Malala will live free as a bird. Now I wondered how free I'd truly be. So I'm thinking that she might feel like she's not free because maybe she's worried that one day she won't be able to go to school. That night I thought about families who didn't have enough food, and the girl who couldn't go to school, and even about how when I was older, I would be expected to cook and clean for my brothers, because where I come from, many girls weren't allowed to become what they dreamed of. So let's think about that, my friends. So where she lives, she's saying, girls, not all girls could go to school. And it sounds like girls were expected to grow up and cook and clean, and they couldn't do what they dreamed of. I knew then that if I had the magic pencil, I would use it to draw a better world, a peaceful world. First, I would erase war, poverty, and hunger. So poverty is when people are poor and don't have enough food, and war, all the fighting, and hunger, so people would always have enough food to eat. Then I would draw girls and boys together as equals. So equals, that means that boys and girls can do the same things, right? Do you feel like where you live, boys and girls are equal? Well, that's lucky if you do. So it sounds like she'll use her magic pencil to do good things for the world, to help other people too. My friends, if you had a magic pencil, what would you do to help other people with it? Those are good ideas. Very helpful. But over the next few years, instead of wishing for a magic pencil every night, I worked hard in school every day. I wanted to be one of the top students in my class. So it looks like she's at school. And my friends, what do you notice about all the girls and how they're dressed? Yeah, it seems like they're all they wear like this scarf over their head, and they're all wearing like a dress. So in this part of the world, that must be how girls dress. And you know what? This also kind of reminds me of Mae Jemison from last week, who worked really hard to get what she wanted. So it sounds like instead of just wishing for a pencil, she's going to work really hard to try and get what she wants. Equality for boys and girls, and for girls to be able to all go to school no matter what. That's working really hard. My friends, I wonder what's going on here. But soon, powerful and dangerous men declared that girls were forbidden from attending school. Forbidden, so that means not allowed. So these powerful men saying girls are not allowed to go to school. My friends, how would you feel if that happened, if someone told you that? Well, if you're a boy, you could still go, but you might still be upset that that wasn't fair. And if you're a girl, would that be very fair to you? No. How do you think Malala's going to feel about this? Because she loves school, remember? Not too happy about it. They walked the streets of our city now. They carried weapons. So weapons are things like knives or guns or things that can hurt other people. How do you think that makes people feel when they see these other people walking down the street with weapons? Scared, right? And if people are holding dangerous things, do you think people are going to stand up and fight against them if they don't have weapons and dangerous things themselves? No, right? Sounds to me like having weapons isn't a very good thing, right? People shouldn't have them. One by one, girls stopped coming to school. Abba, Dad, where are all the students? They don't feel safe here anymore, Johnny. And do you know why they don't feel safe? Right, because those men came out and said you aren't allowed to go to school. So people are scared because those dangerous men had weapons too that could hurt them. Ay, ay, ay. Wishing wasn't enough. Someone needed to speak out. So that means someone needs to say something and say that's not fair and that's not right. Who do you think it's going to be who's going to go and speak out? You think Malala will? Why not me? Yeah, so she's thinking, well, if someone needs to say something, why can't I? And what is she doing here on her bed, my friends? Yeah, she's writing. And it looks like she's writing a lot, huh? Look at all these pages she's writing and all the pages that keep going. I wonder, you know how she was talking about a magic pencil? I wonder if she's using her pencil now to write magic words or write words that will help change people's minds and show them that things aren't always fair, how they have them now. Let's see what she's writing about. I wrote about what it felt like to be scared to walk to school and how some of my friends had moved away because of the threat many faced in our country, because of the dangerous things in the city where they lived. I wrote about how much I loved school and how proud I was of my uniform. So she's writing all these things that are happening in her country so other people can know what's going on. And look, my friends, what's going on? She's writing all these things, and what's happening to everything she's writing? What are these people doing? They're all reading what she's writing about. So she's spreading the word and speaking out, and people are reading it. And it looks like I see all different kinds of people, which makes me think that her writing is going all over to these different places, and everyone gets to read it. Who's this? What is this, my friends? Looks like a TV camera. Once I started writing, I didn't stop. I wrote speeches and traveled around my country sharing my story. So a speech is when you get up and stand in front of a bunch of people and tell your story. I even talked to a reporter, someone from TV or the news, from a famous international newspaper. So she talked to this person from who writes for a newspaper for the whole world to read. People actually wanted to learn more about my life. I spoke for all the girls in my valley who couldn't speak for themselves. Wow, my friends. So it sounds like she's speaking up for all the girls in her country who can't go to school, and she's sharing that with the world and letting the world know what's going on and how all girls deserve to go to school and have fairness where she lives. That takes a lot of courage, huh, to stand up, because remember how there's those dangerous men? Yeah. But how do you think she feels now that she can share her story and everyone wants to read and listen to it? Yeah, maybe that gives her courage and bravery. My voice became so powerful that the dangerous men tried to silence me. They tried to get her to stop. Do you think they did? But they failed. So that means they couldn't silence her. She kept talking and sharing her story. My friends, what do you see here? All these people. And look, I see they're all holding these different signs. Let's read some of them. They say, "Brave Malala. Malala, Malala, you are the pride of Pakistan." So Pakistan is the country where she lives. "You are hope and inspiration for all of us," bringing hope. And education is a right. So that means school is something that everyone deserves to have. And this one says, "We stand with Malala." So that means we support you and we believe what you're going to say and write about. And now my voice is louder than ever. Louder because people have joined me. And together we make a chorus, standing up for what we believe. We raise our voices for those in need. Help people in danger, even if they are an ocean away. And think of the world as a family. So my friends, she shared her story, but then all of these people who agree with her and believe in her are also helping her stand up for what she believes in. So it started with just her, but now there's everyone joining together. And guess what, my friends? Which one do you think is louder and stronger? One person or a whole bunch of people all together? Everyone together, right? And do you think of the whole world as a family that we're all connected and should help each other? Right, because if you're all connected, then you're all together and stronger. So, do you still believe in magic? I do. I wrote alone in my room, but people all over the world were reading my story. Millions now know it and help me spread my message of hope. I had at last found the magic I was looking for, in my words and in my work. My friend, so she really wanted that magic pencil when she was younger, but now she found a way to write and share her story with the world. That's kind of magical, isn't it? And you know what, my friends? That inspires me that if you have something important to say and you write it down and you share it, others will listen. Do you believe that? So maybe next time something you believe in, you could write it down and draw a picture and share it with people so that they know how you feel and how you think too. I am Malala. I've always wished I could make the world a more peaceful place. And every day I work to make my wish come true. And look over here, I see this fancy writing, and it sounds like this is what she's talking about, and she's talking in front of all these important people. This is what she says: "One child and one teacher, one book and one pen can change the world." The end, my friends. And here are some pictures of Malala for real, because remember, this is about a real person, and she wrote about her own life. So her as a young child, with her school trophies, and this is her family here. All right, my friends. What an inspiring and hopeful story, huh? So it sounds like, So what was the important thing that you learned from reading this story? Yeah, there are a lot of important ideas and things that happened in this story. I liked her important message at the end where she says all it takes is one brave person to start writing down, to start speaking out, and one person can inspire another and another until you have a whole group of a bunch of people all together standing up and fighting for what they believe in, right? Well, my friends, what was your favorite part about this story? Yeah, those are all great parts. It is cool thinking about if you had a magic pencil, but you used her own words to be her own magic instead. All right, my friends, well, I hope this inspires you to go out and stand up for what you believe in, or draw and write about things that will help other people around the world, or make the world a better place. Let's move on to the craft for this week, inspired by this week's story. So this week's craft is a magic pencil scratch art craft that looks like this. And the magic part is that you can scratch away this black paint, and underneath it are all these colors, and you scratch away the black to reveal the magical colors underneath it. And you can make this yourself, because all you need to do is you take a white piece of paper, maybe like a cardstock paper that's thicker, and you use crayons and you color in the whole background with crayons and make it as rainbow as you want, any colors or designs. And then you take black paint, you mix it with some laundry detergent or dish detergent soap, and you paint over it, over all the colors. And that might be kind of strange, but when it dries, then you take a pencil or a chopstick or something sharp like a toothpick, and you can write or scratch off the black part, and you reveal all the magical colors right underneath. Whoa. So maybe you can use this craft as a way to draw something that you think would bring other people happiness, or a picture of how the world could be a better place. I drew a butterfly, which kind of symbolizes hope. Alright, my friends, well, all the instructions for this craft can be found on the blog MaiStoryBook by clicking on the link below. Also there you can find the additional reading resources such as main themes and ideas, vocabulary to incorporate within the story, and also pictures that can help guide you along with how to make the craft. Well, my friends, I hope you enjoyed this week's interactive shared reading Read Aloud. New Read Alouds come out every Friday, so please comment, like, and subscribe to my Storybook YouTube channel by clicking on all those links below to keep up with our weekly Read Alouds. I hope you enjoyed this week's inspirational autobiography, and there's some really important things going on in our world right now, and I believe that reading books is a great way to start talking to kids about these important issues. So, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to seeing you next week for our new reading adventure. Until then, happy reading!